Wicked, wicked, wicked. What's up, gamers and game fans alike? Mayhem here, coming at you from Space Engineers. And we left off yesterday with some, well, many incomplete projects, but that's just the nature of it. Offline, I did a little bit. I got some detail added to this structure here. I'm still not truly in love with it. I think it's going to need more texturizing. The redundancy, the repetition of the rust texture here is just killer. It would have been nice if they could have some way to randomize it more. With that said, we did a little bit of work on the inside of the building here. The cargo is now safety yellow and aged. And when we get to the top, I put in some amenities, made it a laboratory workspace, place where work could be done. Of course, you've got your seating and your access panels for utility works. And then over here, some lockers and laboratory equipment. Oh no, is this bug happening again? I don't know what's causing this. It's supposed to be an analog clock, and I couldn't get it to work yesterday. I tried all different screens. These screens work fine, the LCDs wouldn't. And what I had to do was just reboot the game. I tried deleting or removing mods, and that didn't help. Yep. Reloading the game doesn't work either. I have to full on exit and come back, and I guess just hope that it works. So apologies for the black screen, but here we go. And while I'm doing that, I am going to sign into sign into my chat here, I hope. So loud. All right, let's see if that'll make the difference here. Oh, phone does a flop there. Okay. Should be signed into chat now. I don't know if that means that I can chat. You know, I would hope it would. But apparently it doesn't. That's okay. Alright, we still have the same problem here. So I don't know what's called. Oh! It worked! It worked. If anyone knows what this bug is, I'd appreciate you to tell me. Okay. I'm trying to balance my sound levels too. I feel like this game has a wide range for the noises that it makes, and it can quickly become too loud. So if anyone has any suggestions for audio balancing, throw them out there. I'm good with it. Hope you grabbed your coffee. I've got mine right here. Actually starting a couple minutes later than I wanted to. I had my coffee brewed up, and I was brushing, well, I was about to put the toothpaste on my brush when my wife called me and said, "There's a tree down, I can't get to work." And she wasn't even 2 minutes down the road. Now, I'm a man who likes chainsaws. That's too loud, isn't it? I think it is. And I have several chainsaws. It's just a hobby of mine in a sense. And I said to her, "How big is it?" She told me she was going to try and move it. She said, "I might be able to." I said, "Well, I'm going to come and move it for you. How big is it?" And I'm thinking, if she was going to try and move this, it can't have been too big, right? Do I need a chainsaw? I don't know, it's just a long, tall one. Alright, I grabbed my little hatchet. I'm thinking a couple swings and we'll have this thing taken care of. When I tell you it was 3 to 4 inches around, and I should have grabbed the chainsaw, my goodness. And I had to chop that thing with the hatchet. It was more work than I expected to do this morning. That's for sure. But we got it chopped up, got it off the road, and rest assured next time I will just bring a chainsaw. I could be using my ship to do this, but I think it's actually going to go not a lot faster with the ship than to just do it like so. It's fairly precise. I just want to get this one line of blocks from around the outer edge cleared out, and then we're going to put in some round corners. We may even end up carrying that roundness down the edges and make the whole building soft. But we're going to start with the roof edge and proceed from there. Although as I'm doing this, I'm having my reservations, but it's too late. We're going to give it a shot. Chill build stream. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be better. Actually, it doesn't even have to be better. Oh no! What was I thinking? There's no attachment points in there. Oh, what a doofus. Okay. Well, I think what we're gonna want to do here is fix this. Because that's a fair amount of work to replace that roof. I think we want to fix it. Oh no. What was I thinking? I know better than to do that. Now there's just a little gap in the roof. That's okay. This should be easy. I cleared out my hotbars last night too, so this is just getting too chaotic. I don't need all this stuff. Alright, we're gonna go piston here. Just gonna go white and clean. No, white and clean. Clean. Do I need 2 pistons to do this? I think it's... I don't think I do. No, because I'm going to put a merge block on here as well, so... Merge block's no longer in the piston scroll, okay. Used to be in the pistons. One, two, three. Yeah, this is what we want to do here. Oh my goodness, what a goofball. I want to say that I can't believe I just did that, but I genuinely can believe that I just did that. Of course I can't withdraw from there. Silly boy. Can't believe I did that. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave an attachment point on the inside here now. Even if it's only for while we're working on the roof. Why would I leave that? It's okay. It doesn't hurt anything. It takes a half a second to fix this. Where's my reverse? Reverse. There we go. And now it doesn't want to lift any further. Okay, we're gonna risk a little bit of clang. And... okay. Interesting. Did it? Did the whole roof attach? Can't have, right? That would not make sense. Let's see. Yeah, okay, it didn't. It didn't. Oh gosh. I think I see what's happening here. I think I see. This might be more complicated than I thought it was going to be. So what we can do is this. Oh! Okay. Huh. I am a little bit nervous here. A little bit nervous. Let's just turn all that down and... oh gosh. Share inertia tensor seems to have helped. Okay. I don't understand why this is so badly broken. There we go. Dave, that's more like it. And, no, that's not what I wanted. I want it on here. Okay. Oh, this is risky business. This is so risky. I hope you've got your coffees, because this is going to require some caffeination and a little bit of luck. Yes! It worked. It absolutely worked. I don't have to manually actuate those things. And now this is also right. So what happens if we just detach? Just detach. Okay. All the forces are gone. Hey! Look at it. No big deal.
Inventory full.
Guys, we fixed this thing so easy. It wasn't even a challenge. Not even a challenge. I was never worried. Never had a doubt. When you're good, and you know it. Yeah? Ribbit. Load Toad. Hey, buddy. It's been a long time. How are you doing? Yeah, I took a hiatus. And I don't know for how long I'll be back. But I'm doing the thing. Okay. Let's drop off this raw meat over here. You still playing Scum? I was just playing, I don't know, a week or two ago. Great game. Still love it. I know I've heard mumblings in the community, but, you've been playing Space Engineers? Let's go, man. Yeah, chill. Chill game. That's what it's all about. I just made a bit of a boo-boo. I don't know if you saw it or not, but I cut the edge off my roof here and the whole thing fell in, and so we had to fix it. Because I'm trying to remake the edge. I want to try a round edge and see if I like it better. You still making content, dude? Doing any Space Engineers videos? Alright, we gotta clean up our scrap. This is unacceptable.
Inventory full.
Inventory full. I'm going for something kind of wild on this playthrough. I'm trying to use the inbuilt sorters. I've been warned against this, but I want to try it. I think I can make it work. I've got some concepts to use a bus bar and separate building inputs and outputs. Kind of, I have more plans than just to go for the factory vibe on this one, but factory's part of the playthrough. Poppy plays just to relax. 410 videos, let's go, man. I'll have to check it out later. When I was playing Scum, I was thinking, I wonder if Loadtoad's still doing that single player playthrough. That always seemed way more relaxed than especially the public servers, the officials. Oh my goodness. Stressful. Yeah, I like my chill gaming. I like Minecraft for that too. Sometimes, depending on the vibe, I'll hop onto Minecraft just to get a little forced exploration, basic survival, kind of the Scum feeling, but less intense. Yeah, dude, the ceiling does like to come down. Oh goodness. Well, we're gonna avoid that mistake moving forward. As long as I've been playing this game, I should know better. I can't make any excuse for myself here. This brick is what we're working on right now. We're gonna try and give it some shape and character. This is my refinery building. I'm gonna separate out each building: refinery, assembler, power. And this is kind of the second one. The first building is that storage silo. So I was working on it, so I just kept working on it. Not because it's more important. Duo series in Scum next week. Taking a week off. My goodness, man. That's an undertaking right there. I'm hoping I can get Mrs. Mayhem to play some video games with me eventually. I got her to do a little Minecraft for a while, but it doesn't really hold her attention. Alright, I think I'm just needing steel plate right now. Thank you. Thank you. Let me go here. Silo. Cargo. Give me some plate. There we go. Definitely more than I need. When you play Space Engineers, do you do mods or do you play pure vanilla? What's your play style? I like to have some quality of life mods. I don't like to overhaul the game. World of Warcraft. We didn't know each other at the time, but we met there. Man, that's cool. That's very cool. A gaming couple, man. I'm all about it. I think couples that have shared hobbies. That's too loud, isn't it? I can't hardly hear myself. I think couples that share hobbies are stronger for it. Compass and grabby hands. I've tried grabby hands. It's not great. It's worth a shot. I'm not suggesting you shouldn't try it. You definitely should try it. It didn't quite work for me the way I wanted it to. But But there were certain scenarios where I used it and I was glad to have it. It prevented me from having to make a different vehicle to turn the first vehicle over. I definitely use some mods here. Nothing we can't do when we do it together. Yeah, buddy. The spirit of teamwork is ever persistent in my life. Um, yeah, if you're a vanilla player, you'll see some things in this playthrough that are definitely not vanilla, like build vision, which is really handy for pistons and rotors and hinges, as well as other things. 1,000 hours straight vanilla. That's badass. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to round these corners too. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but obviously, well, there might be an alternative, but we're gonna try it. We're gonna see how it looks. We're just doing experiments right now. I'm not much of a builder, never have been. Piston King, pick stuff up, place it on a mag plate. That's what I just did with my roof here. I put a piston inside the building and merge blocked it to the piston, to the roof, and it was really, really bad. I can't believe nothing exploded. Let's just put it that way. But we sorted it out. Ever humble. Yes, yes. Yep, I like the round look for sure. I had something kind of like writer's block for this structure here. I just couldn't come up with a concept, so I decided to do the next best thing to planning, and that's act. And so I just built a rectangle and figured I would see how ugly it was and want to fix it, and I was right. That is what we're doing now. Definitely wasting a bunch of time. Well, not wasting. It's costing me more time than if I had figured out how to just... If I had figured out the idea before I built. Not the way my brain works. Just not the way it works. Alrighty. I guess I'm doing more grinding than I had anticipated. I could have taken the base buddy over here and put the grinders on it. Probably would have spared me some effort, but that's alright. What is the game except a way to spend time? And one should not fear to spend time doing something he enjoys. 4 industrial hydrogen containers on a platform when... Oh no! Ship exploded. 10 hours of constant building. That's... that's when you drop the quick save or the quick load and say, I'll be right back. I'll be right back. But I think you're more hardcore than that. You're not gonna just quick save. You're gonna do the thing and fix it, aren't you? All right. Let's get back in here. It was gone, baby. That's just an excuse to try again and do it better.
Inventory full. Inventory full.
Why? There we go. Please cooperate. Aw, scrap. Now, if you're into hardcore, trial and error, man. That's the way to do it. Yep. Aw, scrap is a mod I like to play with. It depends on the playthrough, but I wanted it for this one so I couldn't just grind stuff down and rebuild with it. You have to take the scrap and run it back through here. And you lose a little bit in the process. Okay. Yeah, that's getting better now. Let's grab our little base buddy. Storage silo, man. I wanted a rusty texture here. I really don't like the way this looks. It doesn't help I chose the wrong base color, but it also doesn't help that the rust texture is so perfectly redundant. It just doesn't look like it's rusted at all. Alright, I think... Let's check here. We've got about a half a container. Is that going to be enough? Let's load up. No reason not to. Just take a couple off the top. Pick up the smallest scraps. Yeah, man. I mean, I'll be honest, sometimes I do let stuff go to waste, but that's just because I have such an abundance right now. I went straight away to building the base drill, so we have a boatload of resources, especially considering dark orange. That's smart. Yeah, that's very smart. I am gonna do that. I put the base drill right over an iron deposit, so we're flush. We're flush. But it all depends on my mood. I don't like to be wasteful. Sometimes I just get in a rush and, you know, move right past a thing. I should probably do the corners as I come to them, but we'll end up circling twice. That's just how it's gonna go here. Slow and steady wins this race. I think I'm gonna go for economy on this one. Do you play the economy mode much? What's your are you playing Space Engineers right now or recently? What are you doing in Space Engineers? I usually try and come up with some kind of role play. Yeah, oh gosh, there's so much to do. The resource and survival loops are amazing. When I get tired of building, I go and gather ice. I always like to run on hydrogen, so I have that resource loop of gathering ice. We're gonna do an economy and base defense playthrough here. So once I enter into the economy, I'm gonna consider myself to be higher profile. And if the game isn't sending enemies to me at that point, because I haven't seen any pirate ships overhead, they may just exist outside atmosphere. I don't know what the new rules are. But if the game isn't doing it for me, I will add the modular encounters mod to force the issue. And so this will become a sort of tower defense, base defense game. Twice yesterday, 4 times each. What a fun update. You live on the moon in one game and Triton on another. There you go. Yeah, I was just showing off at the end of my stream yesterday, my old moon base. Man, I built that thing when I was driving over the road as a trucker. And I would park at the end of the day and set up my PC. And I had, I don't know, I'm gonna guess 300-ish hours into this one playthrough. Most of them productive. You know, sometimes I'll get in a game and just hang out, not do anything, just chill, walk around, look at stuff, which is a fine thing to do. But most of those hours were productive, and that moon base was awesome. I appreciate that, man. I don't do it anymore. My back gave out on me. I just can't sit for that long, and the whole job is basically sitting. So, but I work now for a company that dispatches local truck drivers and manufactures trusses. So, still in the industry, and I agree, they are incredible people. They do work that most of us wouldn't have the nerve to do, especially these guys. I don't want to get too deep into it and end up divulging personal information by accident, but let's just say they bring commercial vehicles in places where most people would hesitate to drive their pickup truck. And I love them to death. Hard-working, honest folk. That's what makes the world go round. Hard work builds the world. Okay, that is definitely better. We still have rectangle problems, but I know how I'm going to fix that. Or at least I have some good ideas on what I'm going to do. We are going to start adding windows, which will create depth because we will probably recess them into the wall, and maybe even some strategic block placements for wall blocks. Do one little thing at a time. Get our docking camera active here. Level ourselves out. Come in for the landing. Nice and easy. Don't break nothing. There we go. Event controllers are my new favorite block. I was telling my stream yesterday, it's been a while since I really put time in Space Engineers, and this is my first playthrough working with the event controllers. Wow. Very powerful. As a matter of fact, this drill, although it may be broken right now, is supposed to operate automatically based on cargo content. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. I mean, it can get complicated, but you just pick a block to monitor, and when that block gets to a certain state, say, well, the simplest one that I have right now is my power loop. I've got base batteries, and when they run down to 50%, the engines kick on automatically to charge them up. And obviously we all know that energy's a balanced equation and might as well just leave the engines running all the time, but I like the way this plays. It brings a little more life to the system, and so occasionally I'll come down here and check, okay, I've got 40.36% fill on the big hydrogen container. I don't need ice. And I'll show you the event controller. Oh. That controls that loop. This one here. If my stored power is equal to or less than 50%, turn on my engines. And then if my stored power is 99.9 or higher, equal to or higher, select action, turn off my engines. That's all there is to it. It can get complicated, but the best things in life are simple. Alright, we need windows. How stately do we want to get with these production facility windows? I think we're going to go big. I really do. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to go big.
Inventory full.
I need to fix my input-output. Yeah, I used 2 event controllers for that because I needed different parameters. Right? I needed the 50% and the 99%. If I just did 50, then the engines would kick on and kick off constantly because the batteries would hit 50, get charged, and yeah, you need 2 event controllers to control that. Oh yeah. I think we have each other on Discord. If you ever wanted help with anything like that, just shoot me a message. I'm slow to respond on Discord, but I'll get to you eventually. I don't... Honestly, life's gotten crazy for me. Everything's changed, so I'm less online than ever, but I was missing it. I loaded up Space Engineers a few days ago, I guess maybe last week, and started playing and thought, you know what, I always enjoyed this more when I was streaming it. It just adds a little focus to it. I'm bad to let my mind wander, but if I'm streaming, I don't want to just stand here and be boring. So I focus a little better. What are we looking for here? I think we need girders to build windows. And we need to hotbar windows. One by one. Let's fix this hotbar. One by one. One by two. Two by three. Barred. I don't really want round. And that'll do for now. Yeah, buddy, I got you. I got you. Okay. Or why are we in small grid? That's unnecessary. Now, here's the... I wish Space Engineers had windows that were always clear. And not dark on one side and... well, anyway. I think this is what we're gonna do here. Do I want it to be... oh gosh. I can't figure out if I want it to be dark looking in, dark looking out. I think we're gonna do dark looking in. And we may make this symmetrical. Privacy windows. Oh, you have a tendency not to talk when no one's around. So all you can hear is frogs and crickets. Hey, I live in the woods, man. Frogs and crickets are how I fall asleep. Pop that window open and listen to the world. Dark looking in. Yeah. The broody moody kind. I can respect that. Oh, I need to fuel up. 2 hydrogen bottles. When we get down to 1, we fuel up. That gives me plenty of time to notice I'm about to run out of fuel. Alright. Get you out of my build planner. Just dump some stuff in. I'm looking forward to building this building. I know it's erected, but styling it is a challenge for me, and I'm just really into it right now. Come on, this thing uses all the glass. Maybe I should have brought the base buddy over for this. Could put a little temporary connector on the, well, nearby. 102 bulletproof glass. Maybe I should just get the steel plate out of my inventory. There we go. That made the difference. Fuel low. Oh gosh, yeah, why doesn't it come on when the bottle's empty? If you have a bottle in your inventory, and the bottle goes empty, the voice should come on and say, "Bottle empty." Not, "You're going to die. You are now dead." What do we have for blocks here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That puts us at 5. Would be 1 on each side. If we did 2 on each side, we'd have a Windows 3 wide. I think that's what we're gonna do. That should give us some room to do a little bit of detailing. How's the sound balance, Toad? Is the game, or am I too loud, too quiet? I think I hear wolves running around down here, and they don't really bother me to do so, except that they're a good source of nutrition. Wolfie! Oh, that's another thing I need to get set up, some kind of greenhouse. Maybe he ran away. First time I ever played, you're about 1,000 meters up and got that announcement. I felt like a rock. Yeah, I've been there plenty. You know what's almost worse? Is when you're in space and you run out, and now you're just momentum. You're going in a direction. Nothing you can do about it. What's the plan? Respawn, I guess. I'm glad this is a game that doesn't punish losing your inventory too badly, because that could become just devastating. Just absolutely devastating. Let's rock and roll here. Build us some winders. Yep, that's good. That's going to give us a sense of... It's going to be less crowded in here, right? It helps a little bit with that. Oh yeah, big time. And obviously there's a... Wow, it gets dark when you turn the headlights off. Run out of hydrogen, then run out of air. Took you 30 minutes to die and respawn. Oh my goodness. You know you can hit backspace, right? Hmm. Let's think now. Let's think. I think it might be good to do a little bit of styling around the windows. I don't know if we want to go round again, right? We could do this. You know what? I'm gonna try that. That may work for me. Backspace opens up your respawn. You know what would be kind of goofy and fun? I might do this. I don't know why it just occurred to me to try this, but I could depressurize all these spaces. Need steel plate. Could depressurize all these spaces. So we need oxygen when we go into them. Put triangles in to out. Give the windows a recessed look. Yeah, I was thinking that. I think I'm going to prefer that. But I've got this corner here where it's just round, and I wanted to see how it would look. Just trying to picture it. I think the building's going to be too round if I do that. I'm gonna go for the triangles. You like that? I think I'm gonna prefer this, but let's see how it plays. Oh, wolves. Were you the lone wolf, or did you bring a companion? You know, I'm not sure. I think I might... I don't know, I'm gonna go back to round. It may not be too much round, it might be just matching the theme of the building. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna go back to it. Let's build it up and see how it looks. I think these windows attach to themselves. Doris. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I hope you're having a good morning, or evening, or whatever it might be for you. Definitely morning here. Let's get some more plates. Get some more plates and let's round this baby off. And just like so. Yeah, that's the move here. Never play with spiders or wolves, just one more thing. Yeah, I don't know why I did it. I guess just because I wanted to have a reason to carry a gun around. I guess. But then I found out you can use wolf meat to sustain yourself, and it turned out to be a reasonably good game mechanic for me. Somewhat useful. Oh, I'm just dropping blocks here. Absolutely useless. Yeah, I think this is good. Now the question is, see, my entryway's off center, and I did that on purpose. I want this building to be asymmetrical. Well, actually, yeah, I want it to be asymmetrical, so I've just answered my own question. We're gonna just weld this up and look at it from a step back. Give me liberty or give me extended suffocation. 200 motors. Yeah, that's true. That I forgot about that. They were... Was the idea that they were robots? Right? I think that was the idea. That's how it seems when you open up a wolf and it's full of motors and steel. Alrighty. Let's do a little welding. I do a little cheaty when I'm streaming just to keep things visible for the audience. But I am not using solar power, so I'm really getting no tangible benefit from doing this. It just makes it easier to see. So, it's visually cheaty, but not mechanically. The wolves. If the wolves from Icarus, you know, I played a little bit of Icarus. My brother convinced me to try it. I enjoyed it. I think I would have enjoyed it more in multiplayer. It got a little bit... It just didn't pull my attention the way I wanted it to. I don't remember the wolves, though. I remember seeing them. Are they mechanical? Oh, you know what? Before I do this, now that we've got our roof fixed and locked in place, let's not weld these in here. I can't... Can I weld them both at the same time? Yeah, I think I can. Kind of. It's very, very close to not working. You are all space sims like astronauts. Wolves developed through evolution into the toxic environment. Okay. Astronauts. I don't think I've ever heard of that. It's another space game, you say? Alright, we have the asymmetry. We're gonna live with it. The question is, what kind of asymmetry do we want? Let's set this down. Do I want this window to be wider? And then the window and door framing is symmetrical? I think so. I think that's what we're gonna do here. It is the most immersive space sim. Nothing like it. Huh. Nothing like it. I get pretty immersed in this game. Not from like a survival perspective, but from stretching my imagination and demanding my constant attention perspective, it immerses me very effectively. Is Astronauts more survival? Is it more survival focused? Is that the idea? Let's see, we gotta take this down too. Ooh, we're just barely not gonna have enough room. I wish there was a shortcut to drop just the scrap, the way there is, like, you know, shift mouse, alt mouse. Wish I could just drop the scrap without going into the inventory and clicking. That would be kind of cool. Be very cool. Okay, we got a little something going on here. We got a little something. We need to raise some windows. I think I still have girders. 1x2. Do I have 1x3s? I thought there was... Is there no 1x3? No. No 1x3. And 1x2 is gonna be just... Oh! It's 2x3. No, that's gonna work. Okay. Come on, block interactions. There we go. It's RimWorld, but in space. 4,000 hours in Space Engineers. And you can play without drilling, mining, indestructible voxel. Astronauts is all about survival. I gotcha. The survival loops definitely can be very immersive. Very, very immersive. That's one of the things I liked about Scum. Sometimes I'll play Scum just to build fires and search for food. You know, it doesn't even become about the PvP for me. Let's see. Survival loops are great. Icarus, by the same token, very much a survival game. No, that's not what I want. Idiot. And I did enjoy it when I played it. I don't know. It felt like it was simultaneously too simple and too complicated. The early game was fun and simple, and it got boring. And then I looked at the tech tree and said, oh my goodness, how do I even conceptualize this? And so I gave up. Just gave up right there. I guess really what happened with Icarus for me was I was imagining it to be a purely woodland survival game. Build a fire, build a mud hut, that kind of thing. And then I saw this tech tree that was not at all woodland survival and just tapped out. Dampers back on. Let's weld this thing up. Yeah, this is cool. It's different. The asymmetry might end up being an enemy of mine, but stuff can get way too symmetrical, and then it becomes just visually uninteresting. So I feel like we've added something to it here, doing what we've done. Why would I try and turn my dampers off this high off the ground? You don't care for the Scum PvP because you stink at it. The PvE and single player with a companion, adventuring together, not engaging with other players, but sometimes people come. And you have nice discussions. Well, yeah, I mean, that's... Look, if you've got a companion who's down to just do the survival thing with you and basically hang out in the game... some of my old Scum streams were from a time where I was playing with a group of guys who I met in Scum, and we got along great. And one of my favorite memories was me and Corpse at the end of a long day going on the roof to watch the sun set. Like, we had a base out in the woods, and We took some of the intoxicants that exist in that game up to the roof, and we sat there role-playing, just watching the sunrise and hanging out. And I've done some crazy stuff in Scum. I've got some fun videos, I've got some memorable moments, but that one stands out in my mind as just super chill, super rewarding. That's what the games should be about, especially multiplayer. I mean, the PvP is fun. I'm not knocking PvP, but those moments where you get with your friends, where you're just relaxing, relating to each other, making memories, that stuff lasts forever. Sunrise and sunsets, yes sir. Okay. Now we gotta figure out what to do with this. I think. Maybe something like this? Or do we do the 2x? We don't need to fly for this. Two by one, and then where was my round? I'll take that again. Thank you. You can build from the cockpit without getting off. Yeah, I've tried that a few times. I did it yesterday, tried to do it, and it's just a little janky. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, so. We farm at the base, growing herbs and veg, living off of and cooking mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, cockpit building, if you're doing no jetpack, super handy, but I'm playing with jetpack here, so it's just not, to me, I don't think it's worth it. We want something like this, or something like... Oh, I kind of like that, I think. Let's go shallower. Let's fill that in. I've been meaning to do that. And then for the corner here, I think I need a different block variant, which I wasn't expecting to need. I actively thought maybe I should grab that and then decided not to. I don't know. It's hard to tell from this perspective. I think it's this one. Yeah, that's the one. Let's see. Yeah, I like that. I think that's good. And this doesn't protrude from the stairs too terribly far. I think I can live with that sort of deviation there. And then this. Now, on this side, we've got all this down here. I don't really know. Maybe we just let that be. Let's weld this up and see how it looks. Hop out and get ready for the dog park for the fur babies. Have a great day. Hey, it's good to see you again, Low Toad. Thanks for popping in. We'll be in touch, man. Have a great day. Let's get this thing built. I think I'm a fan of what's going on here. I think I'm a fan. Let's get a little welder down here in the corner. Bingo, bingo. I think we're welding this block right through the other block. Whoa, 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 whoa. I lost control for a second. And we're back in control. That gives a little something, right? That definitely gives a little... Whoa, I'm dragging on the ground here. Let's get out and check for damage. I think we're okay. There's a light drag. Yeah, we're good. We're in good shape. No, we're not. Glad I checked. That would have been frustrating when I came in to land on the next one. And we need to get some hydrogen as well for the jetpack. This thing's shaping up nicely. That looks so much better than the brick I started with. So much better. The back of the building is going to be an entirely separate challenge. No, that's not what I do. And these sides are going to be a separate challenge. I don't know, I guess the side could just be a big window as well. I might do just a big window building, and I want to add utilities on the roof, which will give the top some shape. There was also talk of a staircase that goes up to the roof, probably a catwalk staircase, given the limitations of the size of the interior here. Either that, or I could do a little tricky and convert over to small grid to build the stairs. But I think before I go any further, the front was never going to be an issue as far as utility work, because it always was meant to be clean. Oh, you know what I want to do here? I've got this mod. I need interior plate. Let's just get... I need enough stuff to build 3 of these. Let's get some more. D. A. D. Encounter in 7 kilometers. Yeah, that's what I'm working towards, as a matter of fact. The reason I'm putting this base together is so I can get into the economy and into the encounters. But that's also why this is a chill stream. We're just kind of building at this point and getting ready for the action that's going to come up later. This is all about putting the details together, getting a nice base, making sure we've got a smooth operation. Dad. It's wrong. Need interior plate. Cannot withdraw for small steel tubes. Are you sure? You should be able to. Dad. Oh, can I not color them? Are they only white? Yeah, I guess they're emissive, right? Huh. Well, that suggests to me... Oh, maybe I can paint them, though. What color do we want that? Let's try red. And we'll do plastic. Not if... I don't know that will make a difference, but... Yes! Dad. Okay. Very nice. I am relatively happy with that. So now I need to work on this, and I think I might have to break the whole thing to do what I want to do with it. Or just branch off. Could just branch off. Or pull it back a little bit. How do I want it? Basically what I want is this is an output line, and I need an input line. Input line may just have to run around the back. And the input line could go to here, right? Let me think about this for a second. If I brought that line around to here and then plugged in, this would be on the input side of the base. The only issue with doing that is this also goes to here, so I might have to put a sorter on it, just to prevent any misdirections, but I think this should work. So, let's get some hinges going. What do I got in my inventory here? Let's clean this up. We're going to enter a different building phase. Get some steel plate and some interior plate. I've got steel plate. Let's deposit. I think I can deposit this here. Yeah, I can deposit that. And the glass I won't need for what I'm about to do. Let's bring the raw wolf meat where it goes. Just quick reset as we switch modes from design to function. Right? We're not doing design work now, we're doing functional building. We should eat. Grab some bottles. Pop off on hydrogen. And let's put together a hot bar for what we're going to do right now. And that is... utility? No. Mechanical. Here we go. I don't think I'll need a piston. I should not need a rotor. I'll definitely need a hinge. We're going to put the rotor in there as a maybe. Same with the piston. And then we need conveyor and... what is conveyor stored under? Non-armor blocks? It seems like it's just everything in the game. Let's search. Conveyor, conveyor, and connector. I think... oh, and I need a landing gear. And light armor. This should get us where we're going. Let's go back to white. And we got a windstorm happening. Okay. Hinge. Lock. Oh, you know what? That's not how I've been doing it, and I think I want to keep the pattern here best I can. So let's rotate it like that, and then lock it. And another one going like this, right there. Need 2 hinge parts and 2 hinges. Oh, I got rid of that little terminal. Tricky, tricky, mayhem. Let's get the rest of this stuff. I think one more trip, right? Let's grab one more time. Yeah, buddy. Let's lock this one too. It's not going to stay locked for long, but I'm going to do it anyway. It's just the kind of guy I am. So, we need... I think I did 15 sections of pipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pipe sections. That is the end. Like that. Oh gosh, I never grabbed the components I said I was going to grab. Too easily distracted. Let's see here. Interior plates. Let's get 100 of those. Actually, let's get as many of them as we can. Gonna use a lot of them here. And then regular pipe. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. And now we're going to unlock this. And we're going to send it in the negative direction. How far do we want to go? Well, I want to leave room between this and the base for vehicles to get through. So we don't want to get too close to our corner there. I think something like that, maybe? That ought to do. And we're gonna need... Let's just start doing a perfect reverse hinge setup here, so... do that. Lock it. 3 more. 3 more... 3 more what? I'm sorry. Always lock it. And rotate. And lock. Oh, did that not work? Hinge lock on. 3 more conveyors. Oh, I wanted 15, right? Let's just check now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Nope, I got that right. Yeah, I'm gonna make this conveyor line meet up with that conveyor line, and it'll work as input and output from the refinery. So the input line of ores and scrap will come in through here, and then the output line goes that way. Okay. Now, I believe we were doing 7. Let's count them here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, 7's in the ground, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. Okay. But this doesn't need to be a block. It needs to be a conveyor junction. And I'm pretty sure what I was doing... Yeah, we just bring this down with armor blocks. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we don't have enough room. So we make you hinge lock off, velocity up. Oh no. Am I going to end up needing a rotor? It's not static, but if you notice, I've done this already. So just you wait and see. I'll make it work. Promise. I think I do need a rotor here, because of the angles right? There's no way to undo that and make it level. So I need a rotor. I've got a trick. You just watch this. It is not static, but it will be when I'm through with it. Promise. Not even gonna be hard. Advanced rotor. And we're gonna do the same thing here. Just lock it for right now so we don't end up in a situation. Yeah, computer, but how do you get it to go into the ground? Right. Computer and a landing gear. That's what the landing gear is for. Okay, there we go. And 6. So we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the 7th one will go into the ground. And then I also want to try and keep the pillars as upright as possible. So let's just bring this down some. I think it needs to come down a little bit more. I maybe didn't need that rotor after all. Ain't gonna hurt to have it there. Let's take a look. Yeah, we need to come down a little more. Let's go get hydrogen. That was well timed. You're saying if I put the oh, that's what I need. Control panel. Yeah. If I just put that right on here, I can make it static, even though it's floating out here in no man's land. I'll try it. I'm down to try anything. I've been using a landing gear to lock this to the ground, but we'll give that a shot. Let's lower this some more. Okay, now it's touching the ground. There we go. Now we're off the ground just a hair, I think. Harvest the meat. Yeah, we're just a hair off the ground. That's good. How do we look level-wise? I think good enough. Let's give this a shot. I never tried this. I always thought I had to lock it to the ground first. Let's see here. Just in case it does something funky. Which I don't think it will. Yeah, see? Convert to station will not work. Can't do it. Cannot do it. But, grab this little guy. We grab this little guy. It's moving, so do it repeatedly, or just make life easy. Bingo. Yeah, just do it the easy way, right? Stand there clicking and waiting and trying to get it to work, or convert to station. Done. And then we take our local align. That's going to grab the wrong local grid. That's okay. Replacement will work too. We just got to get upside down. And goodbye to use. Right? That's pretty slick, I think. I think that works well. That's my favorite way to do it, really. And then some point I'll come through here and name all this stuff and clean up my control panel, but for now, let's see. I think will my 2 hinges do right here? Or am I gonna need a rotor as well? I think I need hinge, rotor. Just to be safe. I want to keep things looking square. Well, they're round, so that helps a lot, actually. We'll try without the rotor, because I don't want to have rotors everywhere. I was doing fine without them for so long, and I didn't really need this one anyway. I just second-guessed myself. Hinge lock. Alright, we're definitely not going to do another pole, so even if... Well, I guess I shouldn't say definitely. That looks pretty long, doesn't it? I might end up doing another pole. Let's find out. We've got our end piece, and then... Hello? There we go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Told you to put 3 more. Why would I want to put 3 more? Every section's the same length, except where they terminate. 15, 15, termination. Right? 15, termination, 15, 15. I want the, because this conveyor system is going to go all over the base. This is my main bus line. That silo right there is full of my containers, all my cargo. And so my main storage is there, and it's going to go through the whole base. And this line is going to be what distributes the items to the different buildings. So while I understand what you're saying about the, make it work here, I want it... Dude, I'm a little bit autistic. Things just need to be a certain way sometimes. Let me get in there. Let me have some of that. Coffee's gone cold. I'm taking too long to drink it. When does that ever happen? Let's see here. Okay. I'm pretty sure that'll be close enough. We may just fudge it. We may just fudge it. I don't know. But it's going to be annoying. You know what's going to be really annoying? If you were right and I was wrong. And I should have just done 3 more sections on the last little line right there. How can you be so wrong? There we go. There we go. Alright. Hinge lock off. Velocity negative. Oh, that's gonna end up being maybe too close, which would be ideal. Oh yeah, we're right there. If we put our mounting hardware in, we can make this work. So let's line this up a little bit better here. What do we need? Half a degree? Maybe a quarter of a degree? We're Just about on it right there, I think. And then bring this down. Oh, let's lock that. Let's just lock it so we don't have weird things happen. Bring this down. Merge or connect. I haven't decided. I probably will merge here. I might do like hinge and hinge part. I did connector up at the silo because it was just being a real pain in the butt. That looks like it's really, really good. Yeah, it probably won't merge, but I can get a piston and a piston part to work, I'm pretty sure. Especially if I do like 2 hinges here and 2 hinges there. Let's see, we're gonna try it. Try it down. And lock. And then sideways and lock. And then if we do the same thing, oh, look at, it's so close. It's so close. I think what we do here is rotor, right? Unable to place. Nice. That's kind of what we want, I think. That says we're really, really close. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, hydrogen. Whoa. Oh. Thanks for the warning, game. Come on now.
Fuel low.
There you go. Under 10, you get your warning. Sometimes I wish I had more inventory space. By sometimes I mean most of the time. Okay. Let's just drop this stuff off right here. And we're gonna do a little inventory management maybe. Feel like I'm kind of overcrowded right now, so let's just drop a few of these and a few of these. Make the building process a little quicker here. Hopefully a little bit. I think this is gonna work. It's gonna be so darn close, it'll be a real tragedy if it doesn't work. And then 2 each. Oh yeah. And so inside the building, I'll have to have separate terminals for input and output. I guess I could have one terminal that comes in right from the main line and does both input and output, but that could get a little messy, right? Maybe not. If it, I'll have to just try it. It's getting too complicated. Remove the jetpack. Problem solved. Yeah. I like no jetpack gameplay. I've done that in the past. I just didn't want to do that this time. I've actually done it so much that having the jetpack seemed like a treat. And so I wanted to treat myself this time to a little bit of jetpack building. Okay. Let's see now. Velocity. Come on up. Scrapyard jetpack? What is that? I don't think I know what that is. Is that a mod or is that just a play style? Scrapyard jetpack. Oh, scrapyard servers? Yeah. Yep. Where you do salvaging? Modded, yeah, okay, yep. I really think we might have a fighting chance of this working. Yeah, this is gonna work. Let's bring this over a little bit more. Yeah, not working on the planet, but it does work in space. Yeah, I like that idea. That's a good idea. That's what I usually did on my no jetpack plays, was just make the jetpack actually really, really weak, so you can use it in space. Oh yeah, look at that! We're in business here. You know what I did not do that I wanted to do? Put a sorter on this. I don't think it's a good idea to disconnect and reconnect this line too many times. Obviously, if I cut it here, I'm in trouble. So no, we're just going to live with it how it is, and if I need to put a sorter in, I can do it underground. That doesn't sort what I want it to sort, though. Question would be, is there a sorter on this line? Which I don't think I can even access. I can't even access that line. It's too dark, too deep under there. Uh-huh. I do want to sort stuff, yeah. Yeah, let's see. There's no way to put a sorter in this line without really creating a headache. But I could put a sorter in this line without really creating a headache. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll go underground here and put a sorter in. There might already be one anyway. Let's look. No, there's not. Okay. Uh-huh. Easy. Easy peasy. No problem at all. A simple oversight. The sort of thing I am really good to forget. A detail. Let's fill up our hydrogen while we're here. And let's eat as well, because we're kind of getting low on our satiation score. Cargo access. I guess I'll have to go back over here for right now. Dang, sorter needs a bunch of stuff, huh? We're a little bit on the grindy side of things. Traveling this far to get components. But that's why the jetpack's good. Yeah, and you can also, I mean, I love thinking about it while I'm playing, how different it would be if I had decided to go with a no jetpack I mean, I'd be using machines to get around right now. That's for darn sure. There we go. And that should be fine. I need to think for a second here. That line, this line, that should work good. That just doesn't let things feed back to here, which is precisely what I was hoping for. So, I'll just do a block like that in case I'm wrong. It is very immersive. Yeah, absolutely very immersive. Okay. Time to go building phase here. Started in Europa with no jetpack. My goodness, that must be difficult. Let's think about that. You gotta rely... Did you do... Is that a rover start? Oh wow, you made it to Mars? My goodness. That's impressive. I think I've got a bunch of steel plate in here still. One thruster. Yeah, but you did it, right? Oh, yeah. My buddy, we did a playthrough together, and he had built this rover that had just one thruster on the bottom. Open chute and landed. Living by the short hairs right there. But yeah, he took that little rover, and he said, I want to see what this thing can do, and he just flew it from the Earth, like, all the way to the moon with just one little propulsion underneath. It was hydrogen thruster. Okay. Use up all the, or at least complete all the steel plate stuff here while we're here. And let's see. Let's go ahead and clear the queue. We get that. We need hinge part, hinge part, hinge, hinge. I think everything else is built except the conveyor. The old pod. Yeah, when you said thruster and parachute, I figured out what you were talking about. I kind of miss that old pod, I tell you. The fastest way is O2H2 full of ice, one thruster, one battery, and a seat. Oh, goodness. One battery and a seat. Yeah, as long as you've got the oxygen, right? Well, I guess... No, because you got the O2 generator. Wow, yeah. Level ourselves out before we come in for the landing. Yeah, that's very, very minimalist. Bottles, of course, yeah. Yeah, that was a given. That was a given. I'm following you there. Okay, here's what we need to do. We need to just work from this one inventory. We need our silo cargoes available to us. And then... Why would I not be able to get 3 of those? That's so weird, right? Now I exit the pod. Conveyor. Pipe. No, wrong button. And I know we've got 30 of these, right? Why does it... I hate that it just... Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. What are we doing? Let's try selecting an inventory to draw from. There we go. Okay, alright. I think that worked. The inventory transfer stuff is just so janky sometimes. Turn my flashlights off here. And you know what? I can turn those signals off too. It's a little cleaner without them. But we should be able to go right ahead and build this whole lineup now. It should just start working, I think. Oh! Got a little too excited, huh? Whatever, we'll work with one for now. That's fine. I don't think they're close enough to build themselves. I don't think they're close enough together to interact with each other, unfortunately. Oh, this is beautiful. This is working very, very well. I was pretty much just using one the whole time anyway. The reason I busted it is because I was trying to go faster so I could use both of them. Get both of them working. This is the way to weld, man. I'll tell you what. So much better than back and forth with that tiny little player inventory. It's just hard to manage the inventory. Being able to middle mouse click and get everything you need, super, super handy. And it's a little janky with these machines. There we go. So if this worked the way it was supposed to, we should be able to go in here, and the refineries should be refining an absolute boatload of junk. Land easy, little friend. Land easy. I think that worked. Did we damage our connector? No. Nice. Okay. Ha! Nice try, Wolf. I think we done the thing. Yep. We are refining a boatload of scrap. Okay. Time to do a little bit of... I almost let him in. Time to do a little bit of thinking. This connects to our output, which goes outside, and it connects to our input. Is it sorted? Not sorted, but is it sorted? Let's see, I've got a sorter on my input line here. I could probably change that from a T to a curved. I was at one point uncertain of my piping design. Anyway, this goes in here. This only allows ores in. Ores and scrap. Okay, see, ingots and components we don't need in here. Ores and scrap is all we want. Now I've got to check this inventory and make sure it didn't end up with components. Good. Ores and scrap. Then that's it. There's no more sorting on this, right? Okay. I've got it now. I've got the concept. So there's one terminal here through which I could withdraw ores and scrap, but I can input anything into this that I want to, because this sorter is a blacklist sorter. Oh no, it's a whitelist sorter. So it should probably be a blacklist sorter. There's no reason why we should be restricted to a certain type of material. We just want one directional flow. So I can deposit anything in here, and the the bus will have access to it. And then this here, this one's unsorted. So I should be able to withdraw whatever I want from here. Does this make the other one redundant? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. The other terminal, we can input anything we want, and we could only withdraw ingots and ores, but why would we ever do that? I never have. And so we can get rid of the other terminal, and then fix this one so it looks a little better. Of course, to fix it, we'll need it. Isn't that annoying? Oh, how do I guess I'll just have to fly outside to get what I want. So, let's see here. If I go silo and just drop my scrap in here, it should get pulled. Perfect. I don't think I need steel plate where I'm going. I do need the interior plate and some construction components. You know what? Let's just bring a few steel plate in case. And let's get to grinding. That's it. Silo, storage. Scrap goes in there. And now I will not have access to the outside world from inside this building for a little while. Because we're gonna clean up.
Inventory full.
Shoot. Scrap goes bye-bye. And scrap goes bye-bye. And then we install the upgraded system here, so... No. There we go. I think this is what we want here. We may even just want a T. And then this goes up, up, up. We get a flanged end and a curved pipe. Cool. Let's clear out that build planner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I think is what I'll need. Can I get from here? Oh, sure enough. Look at that. Not as dire as I had imagined. There we go. Okay, everything's in there. Looking good. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. Just, trying to get this thing cleaned up a little bit here. We want it to be organized and neat. What do I need? I need a storage container. That's one thing I don't have on this hotbar. Cargo. Use that right there. And let's do a half terminal this time. Right, that's a good way to interface. How are you doing today? You a Space Engineers player? Is this your game? There we go. That's much better. So now we are sorted. One of the challenges I'm working on here is using the base game sorters, and I think I'm actually doing it. I'm very happy with how this is turning out. We definitely have more work to do, but that's good. We always want more work. Okay. This could be a T also. Right? Actually, do I even need... Do I even need this line up to this point? This is meant to be an input line. You fumble with it? I'm doing well, man. Playing my game, living my life. I'm in a good place right now. I think I can remove... I think I can remove this whole line because I've got cargo feedback right here, and it terminates there. So there's really no reason for me to have this sorter or this stuff at all. Yeah, let's eliminate all of this and see if everything still works. It should. I can't imagine why it wouldn't. Why did our refineries just shut down? Oh, because duh. I know why. Don't worry about me. More stuff going on here than I should. We'll cut you down, you, and since you're not running anyway, let's cut you down. And then we take our pipe, connect it here, and here. Did I get that second one? I did. And if we deposit all of our scrap once again, I need to get more hydrogen. We should be able to withdraw everything we need. Build that, and they'll start running. Yep. And that, and we've eliminated some clutter. This is a good thing. This is a very good thing. Alright, let's get some hydrogen. Wolf? Way too easy to deal with those wolves, right? Let's get some hydrogen. And deposit our wolf meat. When you play, how do you play? Are you single player, multiplayer? Do you set up goals for yourself? I like to set up goals. Like, for instance, this is going to be an economy playthrough where I become a contractor, a notable contractor, and then that attracts enemies, and basically I'll have to do a sort of tower defense, base defense playthrough, but also economy playthrough, so you and your buddy play together. That's the way to play the game, man. I love it. I'm single player right now just because of my personal time restrictions, but playing with friends is always the best. And so yeah, I'll do remote missions that are combat oriented, and I'll do base defense as well. That's kind of my plan here, and then I challenged myself to use the base game sorters instead of a sorting script, which I found out yesterday might have been the right choice because it seems recent updates have broken long-standing sorting scripts. We're messing around in single player on his rig, and you play on yours too. You want to get a server. Yeah, man, the servers are fun. I think you can get a decent server for 30 bucks a month or something, which, trust me, I'm not spending 30 bucks a month on a server, but all said and done, it's not too bad. Maybe even less than that. Okay. This is good. So we've got our input and output set up, which means... And we didn't really change anything. That's one thing I was concerned about, was that I might change something about the building. We need to fix this brick. Let's establish rooftop access. How do we build catwalks? What's my basic construction components, my basic thing? Oh, $6, not expensive at all? That's excellent. Yeah, man, why aren't you doing it, right? Everybody should have a server. Let's see here. Oh, that's stairs. That's a problem. The stairs are not included with the catwalk. So I've got a stairs mod, a catwalks mod, actually. This is cool. I like some of those options. I like the vanilla option as well. Is this only a production building? Yeah, it is. Thanks for joining us, buddy. This is a production building for the refineries. I'm going to set up an assembler building somewhere else in the landscape. I'm trying to create a sprawling base. A sort of compound, right? You can see this was my starter setup, and I'm trying to establish something a little bit more beefy. That's a storage silo. Right now the only assembler is in the basement of the silo, but that's just temporary. They'll get their own building. I'm going to have a power plant building where the generators are stored, maybe the batteries too. It's all going to be a figure it out as we go sort of thing, but I want it to be immersive and feel like a living area where people work, not just... It's easy to build a platform, put all the stuff you need on it, and then build ships, but I want to do something a little bit bigger than that. Okay. Let's cut you out of here. Drop the scrap. We don't want to drop... Ooh, you know what I can do? I don't need to empty my inventory. I can just build the stuff that's in front of me. Yep, production only. I need interior plate. There we go. That's better. Now we're built. Let's cut you out of here. And you as well. Need construction components. Did I use up all my construction components? Hold on a second. Let's get rid of that scrap. Let's get rid of everything. Just let it all out of here. Shouldn't need more than 2 more stairs sets. The trick now is going to be determining what my rooftop access looks like. Do I want just a stair that comes up, or do I want a little entryway? It might be an issue. I might be too close to the wall here. I think I might be. I probably want to be more like right here. Let's see. That's not an issue. See you later, man. Thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. Silo clusters. You have a suggestion, hit me. That's why we're doing a Let's Play. I'm open to suggestions. Glad to have input from friends. Solid, turn it below the ceiling. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Exactly, yep. Let's just turn it like right here. Why would I want an armor block? Do I even know how to play this game? That's the wrong one. Go ahead, laugh at me. You knew it before I even did it. So he's gonna place that right there, just like that, isn't he? Let's do it like this. Okay. And this is where I need lights, huh? Do we still need that? I can't just attach stairs to, yeah, okay. We still need the lights. Construction component. You know what? It might help if I had the basic building materials that I need. Let's try that again. Oh, you can do this now without a light fixture? Could you always? Is it the railings? I can't do that though, can I? Yeah, that's what the... there was always bound to be something. Here we go. This is going to give us a lot more room to build. Let's see. Yeah, there's just no attachment point there. That's easy. Easy fix. The front area of the interior could serve as a nice staging area for a narrow land hauler. Yeah. I'm with you. Absolutely. You know what? That's on brand, too. Were you watching yesterday, by chance? That's on brand, because that little flying machine right there stages right here. And this is the entrance to the silo. We're still going to do a little more work to this, but I think it might be too red. The lights might be too red. I thought they'd only show up at night, but they are... Just envision the ideas quickly. Yeah, man, that's on point and on brand. Alright, we've got our little light fixture. Got our stairs going up. I'm liking this. This is getting us somewhere. Now, what do we do here, right? We could do... Where's my half block? Let's go through the entire thing the wrong way. We could do something just real basic. Basic is okay. I'm not knocking basic. Basic might even be perfect for what we want here. You know what? I think we can go more basic than that. I always forget about this block. Panel. The panel block. Other than the kind of ugly texture of it, as long as it works. Yeah, exactly. Need more steel plate. I think I can get that from right here. Gonna need more hydrogen soon, too. So we could do this, just like so. And then, do these have an attachment point on top? Can I... Oh, sure. There's that. Plenty of room. And now I need to figure out, I think I want a door. If I can't find one that makes me happy, we'll not have one. This is hopefully in this list of doors. Let's see here. That won't work. That's too big. The offset door could work, but I feel like it's a little bulky for what we have going on. This is it. Here's the door. What were we think? This is the door. Definitely no. That's good. Lab door. Okay, I think the lab door is the way to go. Did I see some... Oh, these are DLCs that I don't own. So that's easy. We're not using them. Lab door. Do we want dark looking in, light looking out? That's what we've been doing in the rest of the base. I think we'll do it here as well. So we got our lab door. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the whole build planner filled up. We gotta fill these in too. Savior for panel builds. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I could have used the offset there, and it would have been fine. But fine in the sense of, like, yeah, that works. Not fine in the sense of I'm happy with it. Yeah, they've done some really good... They've made some really good changes. I'm really happy with the way the game plays. I hope they keep it up. This is bomb diggity. This is exactly what I wanted up here. Actually, oh, you know what? I don't think this is exactly what I wanted up here. It's really, really close. But pardon me, I'm gonna change this maybe significantly. Because we have... Do I have 2x1 slopes? Oh, it's right and left. Right? Is this not the way to do it? As long as I've got the headroom. Let's try this. I'm thinking this is gonna be... This is gonna look so much cleaner. How is that working? Have I gone mad? Okay, and then we need the slope 2x1. And then the base. What's going on? Why don't you wanna... Do I need my out of steel? What is it? Is something occupying that? Oh. Right, that was the one that was wrong. Placement, unfortunately, yeah, I think we wanted right here. Or was it this one that's wrong? Yeah, there we go. That was right. And we gotta cut this one out. We'll get this thing done. slope base. Bingo. Is there headroom the whole way down? Oh, come on. Look at this thing. What are we doing here? It's mad. It's great. I'm in love with it. Let's just get a bunch of steel plate. That's all we need right now. Weld this up. And this. Now we've got rooftop access. Now I just have to hope that these stairs look good from inside the building. I didn't even check that before I started building this. But yeah, that's trick. I like that better than the chunk just coming up out of there. This is good. Okay. So now, one thing I think these stairs are going to be fine. Stairs are fine. Yep. We got to build them. So one thing I wanted to do on the roof to maybe bring some life to it, I may change my mind, but I think I want to put a little hydrogen tank and a little engine up there on the roof, because I want this building to be able to stand alone if the power grid fails, if we get attacked and the enemy takes out our main power plant. What are we gonna do? Well, at least we can still refine, you know? Or let's say the enemy attacks and our grid gets separated from itself. They don't even destroy a lot. They just destroy enough to separate the grid. What do? Well, we need the buildings to have a backup plan. Probably not a good idea to put a hydrogen tank on the roof. Just strategically speaking. But who gives a care? We could put some armor plate around it. Gonna go refill our hydrogen after this. Oh yeah. We'll need to do some colorizing, and we're gonna play with that a little bit, but that's good. We also need an office area in here. And it may go, like, in the back corner there, or it could take up this space here. I haven't decided yet. Alright, hydrogen. Let's also fix the... Ah, there we go. Just for the stream. I always say I'm not using solar power, so we're not really cheating when we do that. We're just keeping the stream bright and easy to watch. Okay. If we wanted to do utilities on the roof, hydrogen, you know what we could do is just a standalone hydrogen tank and engine. Just a unit up here, and if we want to fill the hydrogen tank, we've got to bring it in. We've got to use a vehicle to cross-load hydrogen. I wonder what the power load is on these refineries. Can I access that from here? Refineries. All yield. So our maximum input is 560 kilowatts, and there's 3 of them. If we multiply 560 by 3, anybody? 1680, we need 1.7, we probably want 2 megawatts up here. So let's take a look at engines. It doesn't tell me how much it produces. We want 2 megawatts. Do we want to do... I don't have that.
Energy low.
Do we want to do small grid or large grid? 6. Need steel plate. Okay, make that small, drop it. 500 kilowatts. So we could do 4 little hydrogen engines. Right? We want 2 megawatts, is what I decided. Yeah. 4 engines for 3 refineries will give us a little bit of breathing room. So that and a small grid hydrogen tank. I should be able to fill that with a small grid ship easily. And I imagine it would sustain this building for, I would hope, an hour or so. So that's what we're going to do here. Let's see, if we want to do that, we need a connector or a rotor, something. Is that going to look good up here? That's the next question we need to ask. Do we want to go small grid for the looks, or do we want to stay large grid for the looks? So one large grid engine provides... had a sort of pipeline like you on a Triton base before, swarming with modular and counter installations. It used to make small turret batteries built high up, surrounded by spinning decoy arrays. That's awesome. Some of them even integrate with solar so they'd be self-powering. That's cool, man. That's really cool. That's kind of what I had in mind for this. Once I enter into the economy, it'll raise my profile and I'll install modular encounters. And then we'll have to do the base defense thing, you know? It adds a lot to the game, creates some general tension. Just makes it more interesting. So let's see here. I'm gonna put down, let's get a tank as well. So a small grid, hydrogen tanks about this size. I think that's a good size, and then 4 small grid engines would be about the size of that tank. Now if we go large grid, see, I think this looks good too. Let's say we did that, like, right here. And then... do I want a conveyor? If I do a conveyor, we could do a curve. Need some interior plate just to map this out. Excuse me. There's 20. That'll be plenty, hopefully. So we do an engine like this with that, and then small hydrogen, that's oxygen. Small hydrogen tank on its side. Or the lab hydrogen tank, like this. That's kind of cool. And then what else do we put up here? There's like a vent, right? Isn't there a heat vent or something? Let's make a new hotbar here. We're gonna play around with vents a little bit. And a vent controller, that's funny. So our heat vent doesn't actually do anything, right? This is just decorative. Oh, but that's the look we want right there. So we put, do Do we want it? We want it pointed towards the sky for a roof, right? We put that there. We put another one here. And that kind of gives us the AC units aesthetic. What about some access? It'd help if I spelled things right when I want to find them. Need construction components. That's a good one. That's a really good one. I can't tell if the writing is right side up. I think that's good right there. And I think we want this one like that. Let's build all this junk. So yeah, I've opted to go for large grid. It's going to be simpler, and I think it looks better for the scale of the building. What it also means is we're going to have a fair challenge to fill up this tank. Especially because I might need to rebuild this to give myself like an access point to attach to. But we'll worry about that in a second. Let's deposit what we don't need right now. I need that. Give me that. Thank you. And let's build some stuff. This is going to make the roof look a lot better. A lot better. Get some air conditioning up here, keep the inside of the building cool. Or interior plate. Why? Why does that happen? Is it because it wants to just draw the components from one block inventory at a time? Okay. There we go with that. Here we go with this. It's right side up. Oh, wouldn't it be nice if you could program that button to do something? That's a missed opportunity. Oh my goodness. I think this hydrogen tank only has 2 conveyor inputs. So in order to fill it, either we have to pipe into the system, which, I mean, we could run a pipe up the side of the building here, up and around, but it would look kind of funny because we couldn't get it to follow this curve. Or we stick with the plan and make it so it has to be manually filled, and that means we need one of these. That's silly. You know what I should have done right there? And I still can. There. That ought to do it. Get this thing built. Bring some life into this building. I could set up an event controller so that if the How would I do this? Can an event controller detect whether there's power? I don't know. Well, also, if we would need a battery backup, I think this would have to be something that was manually engaged. Right? Alright, let's get the bits for this bit. Yeah, it's a system that manually engages, so what we might do is put a button panel up here. Yeah, I think that is what we're going to do. Let's withdraw some more components here. There we go. We'll put a button panel up here. Ooh, could an inset connector work right there? If we go inset connector, I don't know. No, it could not. That's too bad. That'd be nice if it would work there. We could do something like this. That is probably what we will do. Hello? Can I get my inventory from here? Please? There we go. And we should probably put a little pipe cover right here, just so it's not confusing when we come into land. All withdrawn. Excellent. There goes our cap. And there's that guy. And now we need a button panel. And this button panel is going to activate the engine. Of course, if there's no power on the grid, will a button panel even work? I don't know. Let's see, I think we're done with this stuff for right now. Let's just clear the inventory. Button panel. I'm pretty sure there's one that goes in a corner. Is there not? Oh, I thought there was like a little, like a corner desk, but for a button panel. Railings, windows. It'd be kind of cool if there was a lever, right? I think that's the closest we get to a lever. It's this guy. Yeah, place it there. Why not? Oh, because it's not a solid block. You goofy goober. That's disappointing. I suppose we could put it there. But I would want to see it when I come out of the stairwell, right? For maximum effectiveness. So we may have to go... It's very disappointing. Sci-fi 4-button panel. That'll work. It's a good button panel. It's probably my favorite one. I use it quite a bit. There's wolves running around down there. Free food. Speaking of which, let's eat a bite. Okay. So now, do we need to set up a timer block to activate these two things? Turn the engine on and the bottle to discharge or automatic. Let's see here. Turn stockpile off. Toggle you off and put you in stockpile mode. And then we do K. And this is... Button 1 will be the engine because it's closer to the engine. This is backup. Oh, no. This is refinery. Backup engine. Backup generator. Generator. Refinery. Gas storage. Yeah. Generator. Toggle on off. And then this one, I guess I didn't have to move around there, is storage. Stockpile on off. And then we do this. Number pad 1, text and image, edit text, engine, or no, generator. Generator. Font size and color. We like green on a black background. We also like it to be centered. And just big enough so it's taking up the whole screen. Then we drop and enter. Probably just one. One's too much. There we go. Button 2, you do text and image. Button 3, text and image. And then button 4, edit text. Activate gas. Something like that. I may come back and change these later. But that'll do for now. And we want that center alignment. That's pretty good. Putting them all in the same command point is doable, but a chore. Yeah, I could build a timer block and have it one button, but this, since I have to use this button panel anyway, this feels a little bit more interesting. So, let's see here. This generator's been out in the weather for a while, hasn't it? Let's see. What if we did something a little bit more rusty and crusty? Oh. Almost like it. That's better. And then our bottle storage, we kind of want that white, but I want it at least dusty. This cap here, this cap should be definitely rusty. But it needs to be a different color than the engine, doesn't it? Is that too different? I think it is. That's better. That's far better. Okay. Now for our air conditioners. which I guess the vents will never open on these because we don't really, what? We don't use the base's whole power capacity or something. I know they're meant more to be for ships. I wonder if there's a setting where you can just force them open. Heat vent. Color at minimal load. Oh yeah, there is a setting. Let's go, Keen. Okay, we'll just work on one and then paste the settings. So this is the refinery, and it is AC unit. Do not show it on the terminal or the configuration. No, I don't want it on my HUD. Color at minimal load. Color at maximal load. I don't really want this giving light. Let's see here. Okay, so this thing could well tell us when the refinery kicks on, if we get it set up goodly. Let's see, we're kind of in a low power state right now, right? We're not drilling, we're not charging, we're not assembling or refining. Let's try something like that and just see how it goes. Copy. Oh. That's good enough. The number of times I'm going to come up here and actually see this thing working has got to be close to 0, but for some reason it's important in this moment to me. Ooh. Heavy rust armor. I hadn't noticed that before. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Don't sprint while you're painting. I actually kind of like the way that looks. Okay. So we've got some stuff going on up here now. This thing's not right. Still not happy with it. That's more like it. That's far more like it. And then we'll lighten it up with just a hair. Hair more than that. There we go. That generator has been around a while. Some of this other stuff is newer, but that generator's been there a long time. Those generators are expensive, and we don't just replace them for any old reason, okay? And it's not like we maintain it. It's just up there on the roof, catching all the weather. Okay. This is good. This is really good. Oh, we got a bunch of them. Thank you for your donations. Please grab your parking validation on the way out. We appreciate your concern and consideration. Please do return again soon. And bring your friends. This is bingo. This is very good. Now I'm so curious. If we just turned on the the base drill and started refining some stuff. And the refineries should be a pretty big power draw. Look at that. Should we try it? Let's give it a go. Is the block on? Block is off.
Fuel low.
Wow, that was close.
Fuel critical.
Okay. We'll just let that thing do what it does. And then we'll toggle you on and reverse. Reverse. 0.008 seems to be a good digging speed. .008 and reverse. Let's reverse that now. Oh, I done some damage. I got a little too I got a little too happy. Oh, it's just the light? Is that all it was? Piston's a little damaged. Cannot withdraw 8 steel tubes. You know why? Because that is an input line. We'll fix it. There we go. Everything else is good. So what we're gonna do now is turn you on and turn you on, and this is the one that's going right now, so we want to stop that so that we can get this spinning. What do we want here? Half an RPM, maybe? Let's do 750. And now we'll turn this on. Try not to crash the darn thing. I'm bad to crash this drill. Just get so excited for things to be done. We're gonna spin it a few rotations up here and then widen it and then widen it. We want to basically get to the point where the entire hole is the same width. That's the goal here. At least underneath this shelf. This will eventually be an underground silo, but for now it's just where we get our resources. And so we should be drawing some power. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah, there we go. I think I like that setting just a little bit better. Because the assembler could kick on too, and when the assembler kicks on... There we go. Anyway, that's pretty good. Rock and roll, buddy. We need to set limits on our pistons. Let's see, maximum distance. Let's do like a half a meter. Let's do a meter. And then velocity is 0.5. Copy. Paste. There we go. That's drilling us a hole. See, if I'd been thinking, I would have done it this way to start, but my initial drill was nothing pointed to the side. It was all pointed down, so this bit right here, this wall, was the original width of the hole, and then I realized I kind of want that hole to be wider and deeper. So this is what we're going to do now, is just kind of manually widen the hole some. And let's make sure... Let's see, I need to go name a block, or check to see if it is named, at any rate. How much hydrogen do I have? I got enough for this. Drill output buffer is what this is called. That's good. And this is watching for drill output buffer storage. Same here. Okay. Now we're gonna make this drill go automatically, so I think should be able to hit this button and everything works. Oh yeah. Rocking and rolling. We got our warning lights blinking, just letting us know, hey, there's big machine active. Big machine active. And we're not really penetrating at the moment, but that's just about right. We want to go in. Hell, is this? We want one more bite, I think. Let's make our maximum distance. Can I go in another entire meter? I think with the drill going as slow as it is, I think we can. And now we'll activate this one here. No, this did activate, so velocity, let's do it even half that speed. We're trying to kind of polish the edge of this hole for now, I think. We don't want anything to crash. Anyway. And if I am correct, we are outpacing our production anyway. Yeah. Actually, we're kind of balanced with it. Maybe slightly outpacing the refineries. They'll slow down when it hits the iron. And we need to go check our silo. At some point, I think I'm gonna do... Maybe I could set these lights up so as each container fills, the lights come on, and I could kind of see from outside if the containers are full. I really didn't have to come in here to do this. But what's the point of having a sprawling base if you don't go to your base elements to check on them? Silo, cargo. We have empty. We do have an empty. We shouldn't actually get any ore in here. I could set this up with the sorters so that the ingots go to one place and the components go to another. It would be it would be a soft rule. It wouldn't prevent stuff from ending up in the wrong container, but it would encourage stuff to go to the correct container. Let's see. Let's go into our basement here. Assembler is not running currently. I wonder what the assembler's maximal power draw is. Ouch. It's not even going to tell me because I can't reach the control panel for it. Oh well. This one we will check remotely. I'm also going to go get that hydrogen I was talking about. Hydrogen! We'll check the assembler from here. I know it's going to have a big power draw because it's got all those speed modules on it. Put that in there too. Now that's interesting. There's stone in here. Do we really want stone in here? Should I put a one-way sorter on this? Does hydrogen care about the direction of a sorter? Okay, conveyor tube. Two-way sorter. Yeah. Hey, random. How are you doing? I'm glad you're back. Hydrogen ignores sorters altogether. That's what I thought. Let's see. Get that down there. Oop. A two-way sorter. There's setups like that. There are indeed. I've made some progress. Of course I can't withdraw. Why am I trying to withdraw there? I've got input and output sorted out, so my refinery building is now fully piped into our bus system. And you may have sneaked a peek of the silo just then. Made quite a bit of progress on it. Let's get this thing built. I don't need stone ending up over here in my terminal. How long you been hanging out? Did you just pop in random? Or have you seen some of what's happening here? There we go. So now this should empty itself of stone and not fill back up with it ever. Good. Just in, yeah. Alright, let me catch you up to speed then, since you were all about it yesterday. I have added some details to this silo. I think I'm mostly happy with it. The red light needs to be toned down a little, but otherwise... And I'm going to change the color and the rust pattern on these uprights. But the silo's a lot better than it was, and we got it welded up. I did this late last night. Got everything in here welded up. And started colorizing things a little bit. I'm not convinced I love the yellow in the pattern. Probably gonna adjust that some. Yeah, I've done a lot in these 2 hours. I did a lot last night, too. Let's charge up a little. So up here we have a little laboratory area. You could come in here and sit on the couch, wait for your shift to start, and then when it does, empty everything into your locker, get your lab coat on, and get to work on your experiments. We're constantly having accidents. Color does help a lot. A lot. So that's this kind of taken care of and up to date, and we've been working almost exclusively, maybe exclusively, on the refinery building. Oh, there's plenty of... Yeah. It's a downward expansion. If we need more, we just bury them underground. They become basement containers. But we've got plenty of space right now to keep building stuff. Prepared for expansion, indeed. How's your day been? Are you just waking up, or got some stuff done already? Yeah, I think this is coming along well. I need to shape the sides and back of the building also, but we've got some utilities up on the roof. Still kind of working with that. Aperture space bases. What is that? Nice. We got our little staircase going up. End of day chill time, I gotcha. So either you're a night owl or you're in a different time zone. Got some details up here. I have to remove the stuff from the basement, but we've got our engine and tank up here on the roof now. And our little vents set up. I'm pretty happy with it. It's coming along. Far away time zone, yeah. And we're doing a good job cutting this down. All in all, I'm very happy with the progress today. Not a whole lot left to do today because I need to get some real chores done. As far as the laundry goes. I've got all of it clean, but none of it folded. And that's the hard part. Never have liked folding laundry. Let's see, if I've got this set up properly, I should be able to put scrap in here. Maybe not. I might have to adjust it. We're gonna whitelist just cobalt. That's heavily restrictive. What if we just blacklist? What if we do that? That should blacklist by default. So now that scrap should get pulled. We want to blacklist ice, though. We do want that. We don't need to search through it manually. We can type. Aperture space bases. Okay. On aperture space bases, it's a Portal 2 joke. I see. The in-game environment and levels extend deep underground. Oh, I see. Okay. I've never played Portal 2. I've seen it played. But yeah, that one went over my head, unfortunately. I hate to miss a good joke, especially a niche joke. This could come out of here now. We need to... Let's see here. Turn stockpile off. And I think I'm going to go ahead and just fill this guy up with all the gas we have on the base right now. Might as well. We've got quite a bit. When the refineries are not running, we don't use a whole lot of energy here. There's just not a lot going on, which is a very, very good thing. It means we're pretty efficient when it comes to hydrogen use. And we're trickling now, so it's pulling from just that one tank. There we go. That should be it. So we can cut that tank out of our environment. Kind of hit the finishing touches on what we did today. So still moving downwards. Yep, that's drained. I don't think we've got anything going on. You know what occurs to me right now? Is this battery even connected to the rest of the grid?
Inventory full. Inventory
Someday future archaeologists will come down here and wonder, why is there a conveyor right there? Couldn't it have just been straight pipe? And this battery, there must have been something here at some point. I think we're just gonna leave this disconnected and out in the world lonely. No, there's nothing below it. It's just its own little grid here. I may have had other blocks on the ground at some point. Obviously, I must have for it to get charged. What I don't understand is how we're in charge mode auto at 100%. Something there's a little janky. That battery's a little bugged out. It's almost like it was getting power and not losing power. I don't know. Oh, interesting. Yeah, it got disconnected a while ago. I may have had it in recharge and then purposefully disconnected it. That is something that may have happened. Let's see here. Silo. Cargo. I should get these guys running again. The problem is we're not digging enough stone to keep the refineries going there, so we're just barely scraping the edge. That's very annoying to listen to. When we get down to the iron, though, that'll be something to write home about. Let's see. I think we could probably do this. Let's reverse this one. So we can pass through this section fairly quickly. Yeah, it got disconnected while it was charged. I really might have done that on purpose. I may have charged it up all the way and then disconnected it so it couldn't discharge. And if I ever needed it, just drop a single piece of steel plate in there and connect it up to the grid. That sounds like something I would do and forget that I did. I don't know. I'm full of great ideas. Yeah, buddy. Really just gliding right past the wall here. Just barely forming it. I'm out of hydrogen. Don't die in the pit.
Low.
Don't die in the pit.
Fuel critical.
Oh no. There we go. Timely, thank you. I don't know how I managed to notice that. I never do. Maybe my brain's working today. And I'm gonna waste that working brain on laundry. Not really a waste. It needs to be done, right? I'm pretty happy right now. Obviously, we still have plenty to do before we're even close to working. It's even close to where we want to be. This whole wall needs to be detailed. I may just inset it using half blocks. The back needs some detail. I might do like a two thin, tall windows and then inset the rest of it. This side, I'll do the same thing I do with the other side, more or less, and then accentuate the connector somehow. Yeah, some of them are. I have it set up sort of somewhat manual at the moment, but this one is 1.8 or 1.18, 1.19. It's going real slow. And this one should be at the end of its leash pretty soon. Yeah, very slow. I could speed it up just to get past this point, but I'm afraid I'll forget about it and crash the drill, so I'd rather wait. Something I've discovered, see how it's shaking like this? Let's see if, it limits the shake some, but it doesn't eliminate it. Let's see, we got a couple minutes. I'm gonna have to... Yeah, I've got a couple minutes. I can't take too much longer. The wife's gonna come home from work and say, I thought you said you were gonna do the laundry. She's not like that. She really wouldn't do that. But I do want her to come home and have no laundry to worry about, because she's very good to me. And I love her very much. Let's see. Silo. Everything we don't need right there. Clangy danger, that shaking. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I've learned if you take a couple of gyroscopes and put them in override mode, you might think that's going to cause more clang. Well, it actually doesn't. It will slow down that shaking. I used to do some stupidly big drills back in the day, just for the heck of it, and I did them on crane controls, so they were extra clangy, and filling up the counterweights with override gyroscopes, as well as the drill and drill shaft, was the trick to stabilizing them. Oh, this is a lot of components. It does stop the rotation some, doesn't it? Huh. Let's get some more components. I swear it does work. It may be pistons when rotors are involved. Yeah, I've done this before. You know what the problem is? It doesn't need to be on the drill head. It needs to be on the piston. That was a mistake.
Inventory full.
It likes to stop the rotation of the drill when it's on the drill. Let's try that one more time here. And you know the worst thing that could happen? It just falls apart, and I have to build a new one. That's not so bad. That's what we're doing here. It's all good. Now, if this were on a ship, I'd be singing a different song, but... let's do this. Some space on the rotor, maybe on the rotor. Yeah, at the end of the lever would always be best, right? The end of the lever would always be best. I don't... does the rotor have attachment points on its sides? I feel like it doesn't. But this last piston will be good enough. We don't have a lot of shaking going on. And truth be told, as soon as those drills get in contact with the wall of the pit, that shaking will go away anyway. But I got excited to demonstrate, so here we are. Silo cargo. There. The square parts are attachments. Oh, okay. Interesting. That's probably the better place to put them. Hitbox is the base. They are not in the hitbox because the hitbox is the base cylindrically. Okay. Well, I'm gonna do these ones here on the piston because the machine's going, and I don't want to end up caught up in that rotor. But if it becomes necessary, the next ones I'll put will be on the rotor, be at the end of the moment arm, and give us more mechanical advantage. Yeah. They work nicely on piston lifts. Oh, okay. Yeah, keeps you from ending up with some clang, right? There's that. That was nice and smooth. Way easier than doing it by hand. So now, I think... we just do override... override. That didn't seem to help at all, did it? I'm telling you, I've done this before. It should work good. They may have changed it, and the last time I did that was several years ago, so... definitely the rotor is going to be the place to try it next. But there, as soon as we make contact with the wall, it frees itself up. We lose all that shake and it stabilizes again, so no worries anyway. Rotation is rock solid. Yeah. Yeah, the rotation's good. Alright. I do have to call it here. It's about noontime where I am, and that means I've got an hour to fold about 3 hours worth of laundry. Like a ship flying to the side. Yeah, and that lateral movement's what needs to be prevented. The reason for it is the tool shake, right? It's not the rotation of the rotor or the action of the pistons, it's the tool shake. And so what you want to do is get your gyroscope as close to the tool as you can, like you said. Thrusters, maybe. What I liked about the gyros is that if you have no overrides, or if you have no direction keyed up, the override provides just a resistance to motion. And so even if one gyroscope gets damaged and stops working, the ones that are remaining don't create an imbalance in the system, other than the weight of them. Let's fix this too. Had a little accident out there today. Got a little bit happy with our controls. Alright. Well, Random, I'm glad you came back and joined us again. As a matter of fact, I appreciate everyone who's here today. And thank you very much. Made it a great stream. And I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully, I'll find some time during the week, but it might be next weekend. We'll see. Yes, clang resistance is better now, that's for sure. I'm going to call it a day, and I hope everybody else has a good one. Get some food, get some rest, get ready for the week coming up. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye. Hey, Builds and Beats, you're back. Oh, just in time for me to leave, too. I'm sorry. Next week or earlier. Yes, sir.